tomato. No matter how you say it, 'tis the season when they are ripe, juicy, and delicious. And I have 5 of the best tomato recipes, no sauces and no salads. Have you ever had tomato pie? This is a Southern summer classic that is so delicious, but I'm turning it into a dip. So I'm gonna take some tomatoes and seed them and chop them. What we're looking for is to take some of like the juiciness out so that our dip is not too runny. I just kind of cut along the sides because most of the seeds are sitting there in the middle. And then I just kind of use my thumb to scoop out the seeds. I don't know if you know this, but you should not be refrigerating your tomatoes. That takes all the flavor out. They are at their peak best flavor when they are like warm / like room temperature, straight out of the garden. Leave them on the countertop until you're ready to eat them. We're going to place them in a colander set over a bowl because we want some of that juice to come out. So I'm going to salt them. The salt's going to bring out some of that moisture. A little salt. I'm going to stir that around and let it sit while I mix up everything else. To go along in the dip is some good old Vidalia onion. My friend, Ivy, from Southern Living, says Vidalia. Into the bowl, our onion, half a cup of mayonnaise, and then a block of cream cheese. This is what is different in a tomato pie versus the dip. You want to make sure it's softened so that everything mixes together well. And then all the cheeses. I'm using in this dip some mozzarella, some Parmesan, and I'm going in with a little onion powder, a little Worcestershire, a little hot sauce, lots of black pepper. All right, give that a mix. All right, then I'm going to fold in just some fresh basil. I'm also going to add in cheddar cheese, some on the top, but I'm going to add in some at this point too. You know this is going to be so good. All right, the tomatoes have been sitting here about 10-15 minutes, and I'm going to press out a little more, make sure they're dry, and in they go. Since I salted those, I was waiting to add more salt to the dip. You've got salt from the tomatoes, obviously, but also from those cheeses, so you might not need a lot. You can cook this up in a skillet or like a little pie dish to kind of be reminiscent of a tomato pie shape. Just to give it that good tomato pie look, we're going to top it with our tomatoes that we sliced earlier, and then another little sprinkle of cheese. Then this just goes into the oven, 350 degrees for about 25 to 30 minutes until it's all bubbly and browned. This is one of those things that has to sit and come back together, so I'm going to let it sit for about 10 minutes before serving. Garnish it with a little more fresh basil. You want to serve this up with some crostini. It's going to give you the perfect bite. You've got the juicy like little burst of tomatoes, but that cheesiness in there is like salty and rich. I might like this better than the tomato pie. You're going to want to make this one. We definitely started off with a bang. On to the next. For my next trick, tomato bacon jam. This is a good way to use up any of maybe your overripe tomatoes. It doesn't really matter what they look like because they're going to get cooked down. Chop up your tomatoes and then chop up your bacon. About a half a pound. To keep things efficient, I'm going with my bacon in one skillet and the tomatoes in the other. These are going to cook down for like an hour. All right, to the tomato, going in with more sweet onion. It's just a natural pairing. Cup of sugar. To balance out the sweet, you need something tangy. So a couple tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. And then to balance sweet and tangy, a little salt, a little pepper, and to finish out the balance, some hot sauce. And that's it. This is just going to cook down until you get that kind of jam consistency. I've let this go. I got a little carried away, but that's a good thing. I think it takes a little longer than an hour. Simmering on low, look how thick and rich and delicious that looks. And then as it cools, it's gonna get even thicker. Now you add in that cooked bacon. I'm just going straight from the skillet because I'm okay if a little fat gets in there because it'll cut through some of that sweet and tanginess. And just like that, tomato bacon jam. As it cools, it will get even thicker. And you can leave this, I mean, this is gonna last a long time in your fridge. You don't have to do the whole canning process. The acid in the tomatoes is gonna keep it safe for a while anyway. Here's a couple ways I like to serve it. If you've got a block of cream cheese and any kind of like chutneys, jams, then you've got your party appetizer. The second way, and you'll find this a lot in burger restaurants down here on the menu, is you'll see like, you know, burgers with pimento cheese and tomato bacon jam. And that's how you do it. Tomato bacon jam. 2 for 2 so far. That little smokiness from the bacon. It's so good. I need a glass of wine. This could be my dinner. My buddy Roscoe, who happens to be an expert in all things Southern,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
And all things like burgers, whatever.
In general.
I want you to try my tomato bacon jam on a burger.
Oh, bruh.
That was sincere. Because it surprised you a little bit. I don't think you thought it was going to be that good.
I did not.
Okay.
That's good.
Right?
It's like the jam is not too sweet. The bacon still crushes it with the smoke flavor. And the crunch is on point.
Right.
That's a better burger than anything. What do you got
Like
here?
that, with just some cream cheese. Just a perfect bite. Right? Out of 10.
The jam,
Yeah.
9.2.
I'll take it. He's the best.
Okay, you're the best.
This recipe is how you can enjoy your fresh tomatoes for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. We're making shakshuka. If you've never had shakshuka, it is a tomato-based dish that eggs are cooked inside of, and you can serve it up on some crusty bread. It's just perfect all the way around. So I'm gonna start with some olive oil in a skillet. Then I'm gonna go with some yellow onion, some red bell pepper, and a little garlic. Cook that down until it's really soft. So now we go in to the star of the show, along with some jalapeno or whatever kind of spicy chili you want. Salt's gonna help kind of break down those tomatoes. Paprika for a little color, and a little cumin. And then we're just gonna cook this down until those tomatoes become saucy. It'll take about 10 to 15 minutes.